The EuroBasket is almost over. We only have 4 games left in the tournament. That's 2 semifinals, the bronze medal game, and the final of the EuroBasket. So without further ado, best of luck to your teams. Now let's get to our predictions. Turkey versus Greece. I feel like it's one of those matchups that's a rivalry both on the basketball court and in general between the two countries. So it'll be very, very interesting. I think the emotions are going to be really high, and we'll see who doesn't fold under all this pressure, because for both of these teams, making the final would be an incredible achievement. First of all, Turkey, it's all about Alperen Şengün. He's their offensive hub. He's been playing incredibly well. They've been undefeated with him, and I just think Alperen Şengün is going to be the guy to stop in this game. But as we know, Alperen has a lot of help in this team. Turkey in general has a lot of talent. I think the most that I can remember, a lot of guys who either played in the NBA before or are EuroLeague vets like Shane Larkin. They have a clear hierarchy as well. For example, Osman is this secondary leader of the team. He gets, the job done on both ends of the floor. He's a great defensive stopper, as well as he can hit some threes. He can penetrate to the paint, score from there too. Shane Larkin, he doesn't have the pressure of carrying the team on his own shoulders. He can be that third guy, and if it's a clutch situation, we already saw him stepping back and hitting a clutch three. And also he can just have a burst of scoring out of nowhere. So I think there's a lot of weapons, also a lot of shooters they have, like Korkmaz. They got Adam Bona, who's in the NBA, who can come off the bench, give the energy, also athleticism that you'll definitely need against the Greek bigs. I think there's a lot of good stuff on the offensive end. Also, Shahmus Hazer, I haven't even mentioned so far. He's shown to be a defensive stopper. The way he contained Jordan Lloyd, I think that was an incredible showcase of his defensive ability. And I feel like, if we're talking about Greece, Dorsey, Lucas, they might struggle against Shakmu's pressure, so we'll see. Talking about Greece, it's the same way that I just said about Turkey. It's all about Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's unstoppable, just like Şengün. He is a different kind of player. It's more about the transition play. Sometimes when they don't get the transition buckets, it's about Giannis just getting the ball and just getting at the rack, and you can't really stop him. Many people have tried, both in the NBA, in FIBA basketball. It's really difficult, if not impossible. And if you are able to stop him, Giannis has evolved a little bit. Giannis can shoot the mid-ranges now. He can also play make from the post. He finds his teammates well if there's helps coming. So it'll be very, very interesting to see which of these bigs are going to be playmaking better. I think it's going to be Şengün, because he has more experience of doing that. But who's going to be more dominant in this game? That's my question. That's what I want to find out. Talking about Greece's supporting cast for Giannis, well, it's sort of a inconsistent mixture of a lot of great guys, a lot of EuroLeague experienced guys like Kostas Lukas, Tyler Dorsey, Kostas Papanikolaou. I mean, you got a lot of names, and they've been playing okay. The only loss they had was against Bosnia, and that was without Giannis. So in terms of their backcourt, their forwards, I think they're fine. Their centers, though, I'm not too sure about after the game against Lithuania. Jonas Valanciunas was able to dominate all 3 bigs that they put on him, and they got them in foul trouble. So I feel like it's going to be difficult, even more difficult, to stop Şengün from the post if they don't make some kind of a genius game plan, which I believe Vasilis Spanoulis could. In my eyes, it comes down to making shots for Turkey, so Greece doesn't have the transition offense, and for Greece, it comes down to containing Şengün and making sure you're good on your help, so you have that transition basketball. So it's an interesting pick because I don't really know myself to this point. I'm still not decided. It's really a 50-50 game, And logically, from what I've seen, Turkey has been one of those teams together with Germany who have been playing the most attractive basketball. On the other hand, even though Greece has not been, the prettiest team to watch, they still have Giannis, probably the most dominant guy left in this tournament. And I'm just, perplexed because things have not been happening the way I expecting them to in this tournament. You know, I didn't expect these semifinals to be the way they are. So I'll go, even though I'm giving a slight edge to Turkey, I would say 51-49. I think something slightly unexpected will happen. And actually, Greece is going to the final. This video is brought to you by OBD11, a way to make your car much smarter, much cooler, and also save you money. It works with Volkswagen, BMW, Toyota, Ford, and basically any car made after 2008. Just plug it in, open the app, and in seconds you get dealership-level diagnostics. You can check out what's going on under the hood, clear faults, and even unlock hidden features the manufacturer never told you about. It's this little device and an app. It's really just that simple. So click the link in the description below and get a discount with our code BasketNews for 25% at checkout. One last time, thanks to OBD11 for being with us this whole time, and now let's get back to those predictions.
Greece-Turkey. Since Cedi Osman has been injured and his status for the game will be cleared only on a game day, basically it makes a 50-50 game. However, I still think that Turkey has a slight advantage over Greece. First of all, in my eyes, Turkey brings a lot of similar qualities that Lithuania had. The main difference is that they're just more talented. It all starts from Alperen Şengün, who is just better all-around center than Jonas Valanciunas is. He's also a better passer if he faces Greece's wall, like Lithuania just did in the second half. Also, he has way more talent around, and it starts from the ball handlers that Lithuania was missing so much. They have Shane Larkin, who is ready to play those big games, to perform in clutch moments. I love how their role players in guards perform so far. Sehmush Ghazer was great all-around player. Kenan Sipahi is hitting three-pointers. He's a floor general, and in general, I think that their backcourt is way more talented than Lithuania's. And for instance, when we compare shooting, Turkey is actually the best three-point shooting team in the whole tournament. They're making almost 45% of three-point shots compared to Lithuania's 28, and that's been huge in a game against Greece in the quarterfinals. So they have more ball handlers, they have more talent on the backcourt, they have more talent in general around Şengün, and they also have bodies to protect the paint from Giannis drives and from Giannis trying to score and dunk all over the bodies. So I could see Adembona playing next to Alperen Şengün, trying to kind of put the wall against Giannis. They can put Yurtseven, there's Osmani. A lot of size, a lot of bodies, and a lot of players who can perform and help to beat Greece. Of course, Cedi Osman's status is the biggest question mark, and he's been huge for Turkey. His size, his transition point opportunities that he creates, basically just sprinting all over the floor when Şengün gets the rebound and he can throw this NFL pass. That's been huge for Turkey. He's second best scorer on the team so far. He's shooting really well, over 50%. So it's going to be a big loss if Osman cannot perform close to his full potential, not even questioning his status for the game in general. So Greece is dangerous. I mean, Giannis is dominant, and I don't think so that Turkey so far faced an opponent who is bringing so many threats in transition game. I mean, if you can stop their transition with smart fouls or with quality basketball, they're just going to kill you, starting from Giannis or from the other players. They're just collecting those easy points in the transition. Giannis is unguardable. They have great shooters around. They were shooting almost 40% from three, and I'm also expecting, if not from Toliopoulos, like against Lithuania, from Dorsey or from Slukas to have big games. But Kostas Papanikolaou going to be there, and of course, Vasilis Spanoulis. I'm sure that Spanoulis will think of some defensive schemes, offensive strategies to surprise Coach Ergin Ataman and Turkey's coaching staff. So that might play to their advantages. But again, I wish Greece a lot of success. I think that if Greece makes the finals, it would be fair result. They deserve to be there on the highest stage. But my logic says that Turkey has slight advantage over Greece, so I pick Turkey.
Turkey-Greece. I think this is going to be one epic semifinal between these two countries, and I'm actually not sure what my colleagues have predicted, but I do think this is going to be a 50-50, a coin flip really. Defense for Greece might be an issue. How are you going to stop Alperen Şengün? Because we already saw how Bosnians have made a lot of damage in the post. Jonas Valanciunas for Lithuania also scored a lot of points, and Vasilis Panulis don't really want Giannis to guard these centers, and I understand it. He does not want him to get into a foul trouble. But Dinos Mitoglou, as much spacing as he gives, just can't keep up with these big guys, so I think Alperen Şengün can have a big night. But on the other hand, who from Turkey is going to guard Giannis? He has just been unstoppable, doing whatever he wants, and I know Turkey are not making a lot of turnovers, so I'm not sure Giannis will have as much easy baskets as against Lithuania, but he has been great. Passing the ball, scoring, making mid-ranges, making free throws, he has been dominant. Another thing I'm really interested to see in this matchup is inverted pick and rolls with Şengün. He's just playing a lot of these as a ball handler, so Slukas and Tyler Dorsey will have to work defensively. That's a key for Greece as well. Kostas Papanikolaou versus Cedi Osman is another matchup that I'm intrigued to see. A little bit side action between Olympiacos and Panathinaikos going on here, as well as the defense that Shemus Hazır can offer against the Greek guards. So a lot of interesting matchups in this semifinal. I think Turkey is great, but not as great as they played against Serbia. I think this was their ceiling, and it's really difficult to bring that to a semifinal with a huge pressure moments on the line. So I think this is going to go down to the wire here. Who has more energy plays, who has more organized plays in the clutch, and I just think Greece have more of this in their team. The energy, the hustle plays, making clutch shots, maybe in Kostas Slukas, maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo will finally have his moment for Greece. So my pick is Greece going to the finals of the EuroBasket 2025.
Let's look at Germany-Finland. First of all, with Germany, I've been saying it all tournament, they're the most complete team on both defense and offense. And although they've been struggling offensively recently, not making their three-pointers, I don't think they can have a third bad game in a row. They have those shooters. They have the Andy Obsts of the tournament. They have Modo Laws, the Isaac Bonga, who hasn't been shooting well as well. I think they'll have a much better game against Finland's defense than they had in the game against Slovenia. And yes, I just think they have too many weapons to offer. I think Finland's rotations are a bit shallow. There's not enough talent, although you could have said the same about Slovenia. I know it's going to be a great fight, and that's because Finland has been surprising us so far quite a bit. Lauri Markkanen has been on a tear, but Lauri Markkanen is going to have a completely different game this time around. It's not going to be against Georgia. It's going to be this German team with lots of lengthy wings. And I think I'm expecting Isaac Bonga in combination to Tristan da Silva to be assigned on him. So it's going to become about his teammates. Can they outperform their standards? Can they be, as clutch as they've been so far? I'm not too sure for 3 games in a row as well. The German game against Slovenia actually gives me more hope for Finland, but since I went with, let's say, not logic, not my mind, but my heart, and I picked Greece to go through to the final, for this one I'll go with logic and I'll just pick Germany winning against Finland.
Germany-Finland. Both teams played in a group stage and Germany won by 30 points. And actually Germany forced Lauri Markkanen to his lowest scoring game in the tournament, 11 points on 11 missed shots. That was bad, and that's what I'm not expecting again. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to contain the best player that much. As much as it's hard to contain Finland to only 61 points allowed. So I think since that last loss in a group stage, Finland grew a lot during the knockout stage. They became a better team and expect a way better performance. And on the other side, we saw Germany struggling against Slovenia. And to me, this game reminded their struggles in FIBA World Cup quarterfinals against Latvia, where Dennis Schroeder was 4 of 26 in that match. But in the following night against Team USA, he was a dominant floor general. So I'm expecting a comeback of Dennis Schroeder in semis against Finland. And I think that this game against Slovenia worked as a wake-up call for Germany's team to pick it up and actually play the basketball that they are capable of playing. So I'm picking Germany. I think that they're gonna win, but it's going to be harder when in a group stage.
Germany, Finland in the other semi-final. Finland is on a historic run, and congratulations again to all the Finnish people. It's an amazing accomplishment. You guys are playing wonderful basketball. You have an amazing system, amazing coach, amazing role players. But in the semi-final, you're just meeting a team that's built to win this whole thing. I think Germany is just too good for Finland. I mean, we all saw that in the group stage where actually the game was played in Finland, so they had the home court support as well. In my opinion, Germany just matches up well with Finland. You know, Isaac Bonga can stay on Lauri Markkanen. The other guys, Germany can just switch it all up on the pick and rolls and pick and pops with Mika Jantunen, so that 5-out offense is not really working that efficient against Germany because, you know, Germans have Daniel Theis who can just switch it all up and stay on the perimeter. I think Germans will cope with Finland's fast break basketball and quick transition offense much better than the other teams, and especially much better than Serbia. So the question really is, can the other guys like Miro Little, Elias Valtonen, Olivier and Kamhua once again step up so big that Finland overcomes Germany? I highly doubt it, although I really wish for an intriguing semifinal here. I just don't see that happening because Germany is just too good. I predict Germany going to the finals with a pretty easy double-digit win.
So my theoretical bronze match for the third place has two teams, Turkey and Finland. Now the thing is, I don't know if this game is actually gonna happen at all, and if it does, that means that Turkey loses to Greece in the semifinal, and it might be a bit too much emotionally for that team. Although it is the EuroBasket, the silver, the bronze medal, they still count, and teams do fight for them, because obviously neither of these teams have won this bronze medal before. But that's the thing, you know, Finland is a small country that might fight, you know, a bit harder because they haven't been here whatsoever in the semifinals, you know. So I'm expecting Ergin Ataman to put all of his, let's say, focus into the final, and then when they're not there, you might just sit on the bench, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm picking Finland randomly a little bit. I went from potentially going with Turkey at first to Turkey at fourth. This might be complete bullshit. We'll see.
So, for a hypothetical bronze medal game, I have Greece and Finland. And although Finland had this Cinderella tournament, they were great. They were team to like, they were team to love. And if you don't like the way they were playing, you don't like basketball. But at the same time, they're facing another hungry, great and solid team, group of experienced and great players such as Greece. And this is also a very important moment for Greece. I know that they might be sad and exhausted after the semifinal loss, but the last time they played in semis was 2009, and Giannis wants this medal a lot. Kostas Lukas wants it a lot. There's Kostas Papanikolaou, a lot of other guys. So I think that they're gonna recoup, and I think that they're gonna play their best game possible. And I just think that they're a better team than Finland. And although Finland might be not an easy matchup, after playing another important game in this stretch of a lot of tough, exhausting games. But Greece is Greece. They're well coached, and with this quality and with Giannis in front, they should win bronze medals and bring back Greece to podium after 16 years.
Turkey and Finland meeting up for the third place, and I think that Turkey will be just more devastated after the semi-final potential loss that I'm predicting. Despite that, I think that Finland just does not have enough to actually beat a powerhouse once again in this EuroBasket. And I think Turkey will be patient enough, organized, and still focused for that bronze medal game because they want to win the first medal in a lot of years for their nation. So I think Turkey is going to get that bronze medal.
And now, the grand final. That might not happen. We'll see again. This is very theoretical now, but Greece versus Germany. I mean, that's the thing. With Germany, I thought they'll face some difficulties when they face someone with a center who can dominate inside because, Daniel Theis, 2 meters and 3 centimeters. Johannes Thiemann, 2 meters and 3 centimeters. They have a big guy, Leon Kratzer, at the middle, but he's not really playing. So they do lack a little bit of size inside. Greece, on the other hand, doesn't really have those traditional bigs either, but they do have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, can they actually contain Giannis? I'm not sure. It's going to have to be a wall-up thing again, like we've been talking about the whole time. And I'm guessing, maybe Theis, maybe even the smaller guys, the wings, can try to not let Giannis get in the paint. But I'm picking still Germany. Again, I'm going with logic. I went with my heart, putting Greece into the final. Now I'll go again with logic. Too versatile. I don't think they can have so many bad games in a row. And for Greece, a silver medal would be an overachievement anyway. So let's see if that happens. These are my picks.
So, the big final, Turkey, Germany. In my semifinal prediction, I said that even with questionable Cedi Osman, Turkey has a slight advantage against Greece. But at the same time, I think that if they make the final, it just takes too much of their energy to make that happen, which means I'm not sure in what kind of condition Cedi Osman is approaching the gold medal game. I'm not sure about how much energy in the tank of Turkish main players left as well, because they're playing short rotations. They don't have a deep bench. Well, Germany, they just picked it up against Finland. They learned their lessons in the quarterfinals. And again, now they're displaying their best basketball. They were the best offensive and defensive team in the tournament. They were dominating in the group stage, and they're using all of their weapons. They're showing this championship mentality. And yeah, finally, they're winning the EuroBasket and concluding their amazing cycle of 4 consecutive FIBA top 4 appearances with this gold medal in Riga.
Greece and Germany in my potential final. I think that Germany have been the favorites all along, even before the tournament. But they have had some very average performances in these playoffs. Dennis Schroeder is making me question a lot about this team's potential. I believe the Greeks are actually going to have a great game plan, force Franz Wagner, Dennis Schroeder to shoot from outside. I think Giannis will do Giannis things, even though I think Daniel Theis is going to be his primary matchup. And since this tournament was full of surprises from the group stage to the playoffs, I'm going bold with my prediction, and I'm picking Greece to actually win gold in this EuroBasket. Let's see if my prediction holds.
So these are all of our picks. We'll see how wrong or right we are. Make sure to drop yours in the comments below and subscribe for more EuroBasket 2025 reactions and coverage.